Today we're going to continue talking about cooperative groups in your mathematics classroom in the secondary schools. And so we're going to discuss how we can incorporate successful and effective cooperative groups. So today we will describe considerations when creating the groups. We will describe how to organize cooperating groups, and we will also identify guidelines for the groups. The first consideration you must think about is that you must plan and prepare the students and materials. And to do this, you first need to identify the learning goal or objective. You need to look at your state and local standard and see what students, the skill that the students need to learn. And so you need to also communicate the goal or objective to the students clearly. So for example, we can if you identify the learning goal, let's say the goal is the group will discuss strategies in order to solve multi-digit multiplication problems. You want to communicate this goal by writing it on the board, and also reading it out loud. So you want to say, today we will discuss the strategies in order to solve multi-digit multiplication problems. There are some essential conditions that you need to also consider. You need to set a group goal that is important to the students. What do the students need to learn? And that is relevant and real. Is it how to multiply in multi-steps? Is it solving multi-step word problems? And so you want to set a group goal that is important and real and relevant to the students. You also want to hold each student accountable for the learning objective. Again, we want our students to take responsibility and accountability for their own learning. So we want to clearly identify the common goal for the entire group. And it is also important to appoint the different roles and responsibilities to each member. There can be a leader, a timekeeper, a student that is in charge of making sure everybody is on task. There could be a scribe or writer, someone that's in charge of the tools or manipulatives. So you want to appoint different roles and responsibilities. However, each student is working together in the process. So provide the resources so that they must be shared. You want to make sure that you don't have too many where each student is working independently, but you want each student to be able to use the resources, whether it's text, manipulatives, electronic, technological tools. Structure the task so that information is needed to share with each other. Again, we want our students to work together. This is the positive interdependence. The students are dependent on each other to get all the pieces of the work completed. And so they need to be able to talk and discuss and work together. You also want to require a single product from the group. This is just one product. You don't want all the students creating one finished, each of them to finish a task, but it's all of them produce a single product. This could be a poster, a written report, a physical model, a video, an experiment with the results. And so you want to have a single product, and you also want to establish a firm time limit for students to complete the tasks. We don't want our students to think they have all this time in the world to complete the task. You want to establish a firm time limit. And then grade the project based on criteria of the activity rather than grading based on efforts of each individual group member. We want our students to be accountable. How can they work together? How can they, what problem solving skills are they using so that they can work, social skills, so that they can work together successfully? There needs to be leadership in the group. So to organize cooperative groups, you need to determine each group of 4 prior to class. You don't want to have the group too small but not too big. So for example, you want to have 1 high achieving student, 1 low achieving student, and 2 middle achieving students. So that way the students can work together, can learn from each other, and that the low achieving students are learning from the middle and high achieving. And also you want to consider the gender and ethnicity. We don't want all the females in one group or all the males in another, and we don't want all the Caucasian students in one group and all African Americans. We need to mix the have a mixture of gender and ethnicity along with the level of ability. And then, or you can do a random selection. You can just draw names, 4 names for each group, and then you can, and then the groups are formed. So how do you manage groups? Please observe carefully for any misbehavior or off-task behaviors. Walk around and see what students are off task, and then if students are consistently showing undesirable behaviors, pull those students out and have them work independently or with another group. Sometimes some students are just uncomfortable with a group of students, and yes, they need to, when you first form these groups, stress the importance that in real life students are going to work with employees that they may not get along with, or that they may not have, those employees would not be their first choice to work with. However, the boss does not care if you can work with them. So the students right now need to learn how to get along with each other, how to work together now for the future. So group activities, you can provide different tasks for individual members to complete. One student can gather data, another student can analyze the data, and another can write an explanation of the process. Provide multiple solution problems. That way the students, especially from the different ethnic backgrounds, or whether it's male or female, or those from different ability levels, they can come up with all these multiple solution problems. How one student may solve the problem could be different from the way another student will solve the problem. So having that diversity and having diverse solution problems is very rich, engaging, and effective as students work together and learn from each other. And provide topics that are complex to stimulate student discussion. We don't want to have yes or no answers. We really want students to discuss, be involved, and really think, use those higher level thinking skills to discuss and to really be engaged.